I'm Stefan. I'm from the beautiful Germany that is very much famous for its culture, its friendliness, and of course of its humor. And I'm one of the contributors of the Web3 Innovation Lab. For me personally, and also for our contributors, Web3 is kind of a buzzword. Where everything is thrown around, like NFTs, tokenization, real-world assets, probably AI. On some point there will be some spirituality in Web3, I don't know, maybe. But what we understand about Web3 is that Web3 is all about digital ownership. So, and for us it's mostly ownership of digital functionalities, of functional assets. So it's all about having a digital token that can actually do something and bring you specific user benefits, and at the same time this token belongs to you and no one can take it away from you. And blockchain is the fundamental of it. It's pretty simple actually. We are building a blockchain-based organization. It's supposed to be a closed ecosystem that runs by itself and will be dynamically developed and owned by its users. So an organization where users become contributors.
What we actually want is to create a new way of working and contributing. And the foundation of it is the blockchain technology.
The sweet spot is basically the idea of a digital functionality marketplace. It's not again, and I repeat myself, it's not about finding the next 100x meme coin. It's about finding tokens for DAO participation. It's about finding tokens where you get access to a real active community. It's about token that gives you rights and real world ownership. And it's about token that grants you access to digital infrastructure. And our marketplace, one of our projects, is basically the go-to spot or the go-to place where to discover, find and trade digital functionalities. I think the special about the innovation pool is that we are building a completely ecosystem around it. How it is used and how it is funded. So contribution means entry into this pool. The goal is to give users and contributors the ability to decide how the product development should move forward.
Right now we are a team of 3 people. We have Niklas, our front-end engineer, we have Wolfgang, it's our smart contract guy, and we have me. And to break down my role is I am the voice.
If I should describe it as a room, then I would basically say a physical or virtual space where you feel comfortable and enjoy creating stuff. Probably it was the first time I made profit with a coin after already thrown a bunch of money into some shit coins. But actually it was when I realized that the blockchain world is such a green field. Sure, it's a tough market, it's an immature market, and many projects disappear as quickly as they appear because the users aren't just ready for it. And at the same time, it offers opportunity to create new things. So for me personally, Web3 and the Web3 world is a playground where I can express my creativity. So once we're opening the gate for more contributors, we need diverse skill sets, not just tech. At the end of the day, it's a new kind of organization, but just blockchain based. And it will be run democratically by its users and by its contributors. So you have to keep the whole thing running. And therefore you need a diverse skill set. You need people for operation, you need people for marketing, design, community and event management, also for business development. And using the game analogy again, different quests require different skill sets. And everyone contributes in their own way. The user should definitely get some benefits, because right now everything with blockchain is about speculation. It's about hype, it's about making money as fast as possible. But blockchain is so much more than this. it can really bring people forward, it can bring the society forward, but the people still don't see it because the technology is at the beginning and most of the project, most of the stuff that is going around is about hype and about making money. But it's much more than making money. It's about ownership, it's about utility, it's about user benefits. If our DAO were a city, it would probably be kind of a model city, something other cities could take and adapt and implement in their own infrastructure. So within our city, you find companies like Upwork, like eBay, like Silicon Valley Bank, Kickstarter, and Accenture, and everything embedded in our ecosystem. Citizens and businesses operate under a specific governance model that foster innovation and participation. Okay, imagine you're playing a game that you really like, and now you have an idea how to improve this game, either with a new map, new enemies, or a new character. And what you can do now is to pitch your ideas to other players. And when other players also like this idea, the idea will get realized and be part of this game. And what you can also do is to have the possibility to help others to actually create or realize this idea. But at the end, you will get rewarded as your idea is now part of the game and help to develop the game itself. And now imagine it's not a game, it's real. Actually, we just wanted to do something. So we wanted to get into the sphere because we didn't understand why some project had so much attention and what the actual intrinsic value behind a lot of projects are. So we had an idea to release NFTs, but then we asked ourselves, and then? So we are releasing NFTs, and what will happen then? What is the actual utility we are bringing to the users? What is the user benefit? And then we had another idea and another idea and another idea. And in the end, we built a global concept about Web3 and decided this is what we want. So step one is basically done. We created Web3 Ideation. It's our legal entity for Web3 development and management. Step 2 is also done. We created our multi-signature wallet, Ideation Pool, a democratically managed pool by the users and contributors of the Web3 Innovation Lab. Step 3 is now in building. We are building our Ideation market, a mix of NFT marketplace and the decentralized exchange with a focus on utility token. We are currently in the testing phase, and on top of that, we turned our whole business idea into video series minted as NFTs. It's an open source experiment exploring decentralized ownership and intellectual property rights. We have chosen a different approach. We are building the stuff in our free time. And if the users are coming, then we think about scaling. But first of all, the thing that you need to do is find the users that actually believe in you, in your product, find the product market fit. And if you found it, then continue building. And the most important thing, and maybe for everyone, what I can recommend for your private life, find people that believe in you and find a mentor. Find someone that is at the place you want to be and start learning from him. I think skepticism is highly understandable, especially when you look at this NFT hype, at this meme coin hype. But believe me, this is not it. This is not Web3, this is not blockchain. Well, for us it's obvious. I think the most important part is not to release a token, but to actually build a product. If you start to release a token before your product, then you have a shitcoin. And when people start to actually build something instead of releasing token, then we would probably have much less shitcoins on the market with more functionalities. I think for us was the weirdest moment when we realized that we are on this point where we can go out and actually explain our concept to the public, and that we have to make reels or videos for that. And this was basically the weirdest moment for us all. So no one wanted to do this, no one wanted to be in front of the camera, and I had the luck. In the end, purpose and economy is just a fancy term. But for us, it's how organizations align their internal and external behavior towards a common goal. A goal that is more than about profit maximization. Well, I think at the end of the life, you should be able to say, I would live my life again. So I started to do many cool stuff that I did not before. I think it's really hard to pinpoint one specific moment, but it was often a series of encounters with other people. People who impressed me, people who inspired me, people who dared to pursue something that they truly believe in and remain committed to it. So what we did is we created kind of an experiment regarding intellectual property. We documented our entire DAO concept and our business case in detail in our NFTs. And in theory, anyone could replicate it and anyone can adapt this framework to their needs. I would say controlled chaos. So you need a structure within you can move, and that gives you orientation and security, and inside a bit of chaos, so a sense of freedom and loss of control. I think this is somehow a simplified approach, but memory should definitely be a part of governance, especially on-chain memory and the associated roles and permissions within a defined system. This includes also usage rights that are linked to a token and access capabilities. I think DAOs are still a dream. We are at the beginning of the DAO journey, and DAOs are still a dream, but a dream we will believe. So for this, I would say we dream for a DAO. For me personally, success would be that the Innovation Lab becomes a self-sustaining system, independent of any single individuals, instead democratically managed and run by its community with a dynamic product. Actually, it's pretty simple. Go to web3ideation.com. There you can find all our social media channels. And if you would like, the easiest way is to follow us on Twitter or join our Discord.